Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome to another informative conversation. I am Fakhra Tehreem and today we are going to explore an important skills that play a powerful role in our personal relationships, education, workplace and everyday communication, effective listening. Our topic today is the art of effective listening and how to really hear others. To help us understand this topic from a modern perspective, we are joined by Copilot. So, Copilot, thank you for being with us. And let's begin our conversation. Could you explain what effective listening really means and how it is different from simply hearing the words someone is saying?
Wa alaikum assalam, everyone. Bakr, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here and dive into such an important topic. Now, effective listening is all about truly understanding the person who's speaking. It's not just about hearing their words, it's about paying attention to their emotions, their intent, and the meaning behind those words. It involves giving the speaker your full attention, showing empathy, and responding in a way that shows that you really get their perspective. So it is different from just hearing because you're actively engaging and connecting with the other person rather than just letting their words pass by.
Okay, why is effective listening considered such an important communication skill? And how can it improve our relationships in both personal and professional life?
Well, effective listening is really the backbone of meaningful communication because it shows that you value the other person's thoughts and feelings. In our personal lives, being a good listener helps build trust and strengthens bonds because people feel heard and understood. And in professional settings, it can lead to better teamwork, fewer misunderstandings, and more productive collaboration. By really tuning in and showing empathy, we not only improve our relationships, but also create a more supportive and cooperative environment in every aspect of life.
Many people listen while simultaneously thinking about their own response. So, what are the most common barriers to effective listening, and how can we overcome them?
You're absolutely right. One of the biggest barriers to effective listening is that tendency to plan our own response while someone's still talking. Another common barrier is distractions, like multitasking, checking your phone, or even jumping to conclusions before the speaker has finished. To overcome these barriers, one of the best things we can do is practice mindfulness, really focus on the present moment and give the speaker your full attention. It also helps to pause, take a breath, and really listen before you start forming a reply. It's all about being present and showing that you genuinely care about what the other person is saying.
Okay, could you explain the role of active listening techniques, such as asking relevant questions, maintaining attentions, paraphrasing, and giving appropriate feedback?
Absolutely. Active listening techniques are really at the heart of what makes listening effective. When we ask relevant questions, it shows the speaker that we're engaged and genuinely curious about their perspective. Maintaining attention means really focusing on them and minimizing distractions, which helps build trust. Paraphrasing, restating what they've said in your own words, shows that you're truly understanding them. And giving appropriate feedback, like nodding or offering a supportive comment, helps the speaker feel heard and valued. All these techniques together create a more open, empathetic, and meaningful conversation.
Okay, how does body language and non-verbal communication influence the way we listen? And what signs can show someone that we are genuinely interested in what they are saying?
Body language and nonverbal communication really do play a huge role in effective listening. When we maintain eye contact, nod occasionally, and use open body posture, it signals that we are fully engaged and interested in what the speaker is saying. Conversely, if we cross our arms, look away frequently, or seem distracted, it can signal disinterest. Of course. So when it comes to body language, things like maintaining eye contact, Giving a nod here and there and keeping an open posture really send the message that you engaged. It also helps to avoid crossing your arms or looking away too much because those cues can come off as disinterest. So really those little nonverbal signs go a long way in showing that you're genuinely listening.
Good answer. So, in difficult conversations or disagreements, emotions can make listening challenging. So, what strategies can help people remain calm, open minded, and respectful while listening to different opinions? Sorry. Yes, can you listen me?
Absolutely, I can hear you perfectly. You know, in those tough conversations where emotions are running by, one of the best strategies is to take a moment to breathe and center yourself before you respond. It's all about staying mindful and reminding yourself that the goal isn't to win the conversation, but to understand the other person's point of view. It can help to consciously slow down your responses, really listen without interrupting, and maybe even repeat back what you've heard to show that you understand. It's all about creating that space for respectful dialogue.
Okay, how can effective listening helps in workplace, classroom, leadership, and teamworks?
Effective listening is such a game changer in all of the areas. In the workplace, it leads to better collaboration because teammates feel heard and understood. In the classroom, it can create a more inclusive learning environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their ideas. And when it comes to leadership and teamwork, leaders who listen well build trust and motivate their teams, fostering a more cooperative and positive atmosphere.
Okay, in today's digital world where people are often distracted by smartphones, notifications, and social media, how has technology affected our ability to listen effectively, and what can we do to improve our focus during conversations?
That's a great question, and it's definitely something a lot of people are dealing with. Technology can be a double edged sword. On the one hand, it's made communication easier, but on the other hand, constant notifications and the allure of our devices can really pull our attention away from the person in front of us. One of the best things we can do is to be intentional about reducing distractions, like putting our phone on silent, turning off unnecessary notifications, or just setting it aside during conversations. It's all about creating that intentional space where we can really focus on the person we're talking to.
As artificial intelligence become increasingly involved in communication and customer support, so what lessons can AI systems learn from the principles of effective listening to better understand and respond to people's need?
That's a wonderful question. You know, AI systems like me definitely have a lot to learn from human listening skills. For starters, we can focus on truly understanding context, just like a good listener would. By paying attention to the cues in someone's speech or text, AI can respond more naturally and appropriately. And just like humans paraphrase to show understanding, AI can learn to do a similar kind of reflexive listening to make conversations feel more supportive and human.
Okay, the last question. Finally, if someone wants to become a better listener starting today, so what are some simple and practical habits you would recommend developing in everyday conversation?
Absolutely. If someone wants to become a better listener starting today, a few simple habits can really make a difference. First, I'd say practice active listening by giving the speaker your full attention. Really focus on them and resist the urge to plan your reply while they're talking. You can also use little verbal nods like saying, I see, or that makes sense to acknowledge that you're listening. And lastly, try paraphrasing what you've heard to confirm your understanding. These little habits can really elevate everyday conversations.
Thank you so much, Copilot, for sharing such valuable and practical insights about effective listening. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad.
Okay, thank you so much, Copilot, for sharing such a valuable and practical insights about effective listening. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm always here to help out. If you ever have more questions or just want to chat, feel free to reach out.
Okay, so today we learned that listening is such more than simply hearing words. It requires attention, patience, empathy, understanding, and thoughtful response. When we truly listen to others, we strengthen our relationships, reduce misunderstandings, and become better communicators. To our viewers, remember sometimes the most powerful way to communicate is simply to listen with genuine attention. Thank you for watching this conversation. If you found it helpful and informative, thank you, viewers. Remember, sometimes the most powerful way to communicate is simply to listen with genuine attention. Thank you for watching this conversation. If you found it helpful and informative, don't forget to like, share, and follow for more educational and inspiring discussion. Until next time, keep learning, keep listening, and keep growing. Allah Hafiz.